Incoming transmission.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas!
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's the 22nd of December, and I'm looking at Ghosts and Goblins on the Commodore Amiga, which was recommended to me by one of you lovely people. Now, before we start this, I have already had a little go at this, just to sort of get my head round it. Now, I am again yet playing this on a 1200 hard drive, and it does seem to intermittently freeze every now and again. Now, I don't know if it's just random, but this does appear to be a known issue. So, excuse the freezes. They do happen periodically, but hopefully it won't happen too often in this review. But we'll see what happens anyway. It's probably going to be another short one, guys and girls, because... guys and girls, ghosts and goblins. Because I feel rough. As you can probably hear in my voice, it's just... I'm recovering, there you go, like small intermittent freeze. Still recovering from this pooey flu crap that I've had to put up with for the last couple of days. And it's been running rampant in our house, which is lovely. But I'm going to do my best to bring to you, and I'm not promising anything because this game is hard as nuts, and it's always been difficult, arcade, home, whatever. It's a difficult game to play. With the freezes, it's not going to make it any easier. Like I said, that's a known issue. So this ran on an Amiga 1200, which, as you can see quite clearly it does. It ran on an Amiga 500 with standard 512K of memory. No music though, unless you had a 1 megabyte upgrade. So there we are. You can see that it's very, very close to the arcade, graphically and the sound as well. Including all the little token noises when you pick up these little items here. You get the nice little arcade. Now, the only thing that I've got an issue with at the moment is the diagonal jump is a little bit twitchy. It doesn't really want to do it when I want it to. It's a bit, as you can see there, I was just jumping up and down on the spot, but I actually had my my joystick up into the top right-hand position to be able to jump. This is why, with joysticks, it was always a bit of hit and miss when the jump was assigned to the up action of the joystick. Other than that, it works quite well. But you can see graphically, yeah, I got stuck on the ladder there. Graphically, it's practically arcade perfect. It's actually really quite nice. The more I actually try and look at this without getting killed, the more I like it. Now this is quite a hard game. I had this on the Spectrum as well. Wasn't quite as good graphically on the Spectrum. I did try and keep it as close to possible, but being the Spectrum, you know. I will be looking at this on all versions. I have had a look at the arcade one already. That is there. You can see these little freezes are really quite annoying. Excuse me. If I start hacking down the microphone, I do apologise. So your first sort of little boss is that demon guy. Actually killed him quite quickly then. That's quite cool. I just love this. The scrolling's smooth. The animations are really nice. The fact that Arthur gets his armour knocked off and you run around in his pants, which I'm not quite sure that happened in the Spectrum version. But like I said, this game is hard, so I'm not expecting to get very far at all. I might not even get off the first level. In fact, I don't think I ever did get off the first level of this game, especially not on the on this version, or the Spectrum version either. It's just so easy to get killed. But oh well, never mind. At least you can get a good impression of what the game looks like, sounds like, and feels like from a certain perspective. Now, this game gave you 6 lives to start with, which is fairly impressive, I have to say. That's rather generous of them. I just did that completely, just didn't mean to do that at all. But here we go. So we are sort of coming in through the third quarter of this level now. We should start seeing these guys. Yeah, here we go. Now these guys will turn and, yeah, drop down and go back up again. They are quite frustrating enemies, to be quite honest with you, but here we go. And you can see I'm not good at this game. I don't ever pretend to be a genius or an absolute game wizard. I just enjoy the games and bringing them to you in whatever shape or form I can do it. So I hope you enjoy it anyway. Hello to new subscribers, by the way. I normally leave this bit for the last, but it's nice to have you guys along. Hope you're all ready for Christmas, as it's only a few days away now. Hope you haven't left it too late to get your Christmas shopping done on the internet, because yesterday was the last posting day. That's from a business point of view. I'd like to say happy birthday to my little lad Jack, who was 10 on yesterday, in fact. And he's been ill with this rubbish cold as well, so bless him. Hope he gets better soon. Anyway, so if you've never played Ghosts and Goblins, this was probably one of the better formats to play it on. It was also very, very good on the C64 as well. So I'm going to be looking at these on all formats. The NES had a version, the SNES, all the different formats. I will be looking at them over time. I won't do them all sequentially, because otherwise it's just a Ghosts and Goblins fest. But as I was doing arcades on the Amiga this week, I thought we'd lend on a high. Despite it being bloody hard, the game's actually absolutely fantastic, graphically and sound-wise. I'm just not sure how they managed what's happened with this glitch on the hard drive version freezing and that, because it does make it hard to get things done properly, like jumping, for example. Suddenly freeze and then you miss time and land on something. Other times it's just me being rubbish. Oh well, never mind, we can deal with that. But yes, overall not a bad attempt. It is probably the closest that you're ever going to get to the arcade version in the home computer versions. So if you can hear that coughing, that is my little lad behind me, who is sleeping soundly, as it's nearly, it is 2:45 in the morning. I do pick my times with this, but I'm awake and I have a lemsip, so I'm going to get that down my neck and then get myself off to bed after this review is done. But yes, I hope you guys are all geared for Christmas. I'm going to try and do one more review before the big day, but if I don't get round to it, I'd just like to wish you guys a very merry retro Christmas and absolutely stonking New Year, although I will be back before New Year, and I'm going to leave it there, folks. So catch you later, and bye for now.